Hello again, everybody. This is John and Glenn with BestPriceNutrition.com. Today we're going to review Empyrean Nutrition Beta Peptide. It's a pre-workout supplement that came out from them a few months ago, or late last year, I would say. Now, what's in this product, Glenn?
Okay, we'll go through the ingredients. First set of ingredients is Superfruits Fruits and Greens blend, 3.5 grams. That's just a blend of fruits and vegetables. There's
I think the
raspberry,
yeah, we can go through.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. We don't need to go through them all. And then the next ingredient is Peptipro casein hydrolysate. There's 3 grams of that. And then you've got the carnosine beta-alanine, 2 grams of that. So you're looking at a fruits and greens blend, Peptipro protein, and beta-alanine.
So the beta-alanine is 2 grams, so that's what we would consider an efficacious dose. It's at the clinically studied amount. It's the carnosine, so it's the patented form of beta-alanine. And beta-alanine is something we've reviewed before, but beta-alanine is a really good ingredient. It's in line with creatine in the sense that there's a lot of human evidence demonstrating it to be effective. Specifically, what it does is it buffers acid that builds up as a byproduct of lactic acid in the muscle. Lactic acid is a fuel that your body uses, and there's acid that dissociates from it. Beta-alanine buffers that, so it increases your capacity to continue to work out, continue to train, not just within a set, but throughout your workout. This acid is building up, and it can be a rate-limiting factor. So beta-alanine has been demonstrated to be very effective in that department. Now, the fruits and greens blend, there's an ORAC value, Glenn, has to do with that.
Yeah, I did skip it. It's 4,060 of an ORAC value.
So is that like 4 servings of fruits and vegetables, I think is what you'd say that's equal to in terms of the antioxidant value?
4 servings of fruits and vegetables. Does have some green tea inside of it also.
Is that non-caffeinated?
Non-caffeinated.
Okay.
No caffeine at all. So there's no caffeine at all. It's a non-stimulant pre-workout.
Okay. And then Peptipro, there's 3 grams of it. That's a di and tripeptide bonded amino acid supplement, whereas you have there's 3 states of amino acids your body can absorb. A single free-form amino acid, a dipeptide, or a tripeptide. Otherwise, when you take in a protein or an oligopeptide, your body has to break it down, which is fine, but pre-workout and while you're training, you really don't want that because you don't want blood allocated to your gut. You want everything to get in your system as fast as possible.
Yeah, you don't want to take your body away from what building muscle and things like that. You don't want all the blood going to your stomach to break down these amino acids, because especially pre-workout, a lot of times people they can't consume food or a meal because they get an upset stomach because your blood is going to the muscle groups that you're working. You don't want the blood going away from there to your stomach to break down this protein.
Yeah, and you get tired too because it's drawn away from your brain. That's why sometimes a big meal, not just a crash in blood sugar sometimes, but just all that blood allocated to the gut can have that effect. Now, the one rate limiting factor typically with a free-form amino acid is that it gets shunted off to your liver, where your liver, one of its main functions is to convert it to essential amino acids. You can take non-essential amino acids and convert it to essential amino acids. Also with free-form amino acids, they're not quite as stable as peptides. That's the really cool thing about Peptipro. We've talked about that before. It's the only hydrolysate that we've seen that has a very high percent of di and tripeptides and a very low percent of free-form amino acids, so that's good.
Yeah, you'll see other hydrolysates like whey protein hydrolysate, which has a lot of free-form amino acids inside of it. So that's sort of the advantage of the...
And other casein hydrolysates too.
Yes,
it just seems that Peptipro is the ones that have been able to demonstrate a low molecular weight and a low percent, less than 2% free-form amino acids, which is really good. So others may come out with a hydrolysate like that. They're the only ones right now that use a 2-step hydrolysis process where they enzymatically break it down initially, and then the leftover oligopeptides are then broken down further. So that's a nice part of this product in terms of the Peptipro being in there. And 3 grams, pretty good dose.
Pretty good dose, yeah. Most oftentimes you'll see in pre-workouts some sprinkled in free-form amino acids, maybe some branched-chain amino acids. Nice thing about the Peptipro is it does contain all of the essential amino acids.
Now, one problem typically with hydrolysates that we've seen is that they tend to be bitter sometimes, so the taste sometimes can be affected. So what you want to do is, always make sure that something tastes good, especially if it's going to be before you work out. Sometimes people are more picky about the taste when it comes to that. This actually tastes surprisingly good. I've tried it, you tried it, and the feedback's been pretty good.
Yeah, definitely, and especially with a fruits and greens blend. Anytime you see greens, you're thinking, it's not going to taste too good. But this is really good, actually.
Yeah, I don't know how they did it, but it does taste very good. And usually we don't comment too much on taste unless it's something that stands out. When you're talking about a fruits and greens blend and hydrolysates, it matters because those are things that are typically known to taste really bad. So it's got a good fruit punch flavor to it, and it tastes like a natural type flavor. So I guess that was my take on it in terms of the taste. Because we always get questions about taste, and sometimes we'll say, well, we don't like to get into taste too much because, you know, some people like it, some people don't. But when it comes to certain ingredients, you know, I think it is a very important factor when you're considering it. Now, another question we get is, can you take it with other supplements?
Yeah, you can. You'll notice this is non-stimulant, so a lot of people like that stimulant buzz before they work out. So you can take, you could buy a caffeine pill or a caffeine powder. Take that. You can mix the two together and take it before you work out.
Yeah, like $5-6, you can get like 100 caps of like 200 milligram caffeine. You could do that, or you can mix it with your favorite Stim-based pre-workout because, like you said, there's no stimulants. And also, you can use it. Another question is, when can you take it? Well, pre-workout is kind of what it's geared toward, but you can take it, you know, anytime between meals or if you just want to drink because there's no stims in there, so you don't have to worry about, hey, if I take this too close to bed. So it's kind of nice sometimes when you can control your stimulant intake. So.
Definitely. It can also serve as a serving of beta-alanine throughout the day, because a lot of times people try to get 1 to 2 servings per day. This could serve as its own
Yeah, you usually want to be in that 2 to 4 gram range per day with beta-alanine, so that's something else to consider. Now, another question we get, are there any side effects? Tingling sensation, the paresthesia is kind of the pins and needles type feeling from beta-alanine. Some people don't like that, understandably so. I mean, it's and some people love it. Some people are like, oh, it makes my skin warm, it makes me feel good before I work out. So you kind of get that like pins and needles type feeling is the best way I could describe it. And it typically wears off in about 10 to 15 minutes, and it tends to subside over time, I think, as well.
Your body gets used to it essentially. So
mine has never gotten used to it. I'll be honest, I always get it.
Too,
so if you don't like that feeling, then this would not be a product for you. If you don't mind that feeling, or you just flat out like it, like a lot of people tend to say they like that warm type feeling, totally fine, then it's totally for you. Other thing is it's lactose and gluten free, so we get a lot of questions lately about gluten and lactose as well, so there's no concerns there if you have celiacs, or if you're even concerned that you may have an issue with gluten or lactose, so no worries there. Otherwise, I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
So all your questions.
There's 30 servings in here.
30 servings. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to post them in the comment section of the video or the blog. We're more than happy to answer them. We really appreciate you guys watching. Also, you can check us out at facebook.com/bestpricenutrition. Thank you.
Thank you.